Welcome to 10 Minutes with Tony Scott.
Peace.
With Peter Odney.
What's up? I'm here.
The final show of the year.
Blocked and reported.
Yeah, ready to roll.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Before we talk about the first round games, all first round games in youth state at 6 different levels.
We're making picks out
different
here.
levels. We'll talk a little bit of score days first. There were 2 district champions crowned. Edina White beats Shaco in the D6 over at Bloomington on Sunday
Time to
nights.
build a new trophy case at Braemar Arena.
Yes, it is. That's the same team I saw lose in the Edina O'Connor tournament in overtime to Edina Green. Still a good squad. And then OMG White breaks the season tie with OMG Crimson and wins District 3. I think it was 3-2.
That game must have been
maybe
packed.
4-2. Yeah. That was Saturday night, right during the state finals. Sorry I couldn't make it to either one of those games. Would have loved to have seen them.
Biggest game of the year.
Bad timing. All right, now we're going to talk about each first-round game, make a pick, and then what happens? How are we going to pick champions this year?
We're going to do it in our youth state preview, which will be going out tomorrow afternoon.
About the same time. We're recording this on Tuesday afternoon. We'll go live Wednesday morning, and then Wednesday afternoon-ish. We'll
preview
publish
will be
the state
out
preview.
with picks for champions.
That's right. We'll pick our champions then. All right, so let's start in Plymouth.
PWB.
PWB. Chaskatchan, Orono. Who you got?
Chaskatchan.
And you saw Orono. Did you see Orono up in?
No,
they weren't in yours. Okay,
They weren't in mine.
You had 2 of these teams in your region a couple weeks ago, right?
I had a handful.
No, you didn't have any PWBs.
No, I had PWAs.
You had 12
What are you
Bs and
talking
PWAs.
about?
Sorry. I'm 12. The only other
my
ones.
gosh.
I'm the only one who saw PWBs and regionals. So
Yeah.
we'll get to those guys in just a second. You got Chaskatchan.
I got Chaskatchan.
Who do you got? Ely and Moorhead Black.
Ooh.
This
We
is
got
easy.
Cinderella versus
Oh.
a potato-shaped Cinderella. I'm going to take the potato-shaped
I'm
Cinderella.
taking the potatoes.
Moorhead
too.
Black.
Wait, you picked Ely to win the North region. They were
Yeah.
your Ely Timberwolves on last week's
Yeah.
show, and now you're just abandoning them.
Clock struck midnight.
Come on.
Clock struck midnight.
I'm holding you to
I'm
it.
taking
Take
more-
Ely.
I'm taking
Ely.
Moorhead
Fine.
Black.
I'll
I'm taking
take
Moorhead
Ely.
Black.
I'll take Ely Timberwolves are now my team.
I am my own man.
Taking them from you. All right, Stillwater and EP.
Eden Prairie. There's a lot of red and black going on in this game.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? That's a good squad. I think this is going to be a really good game. And then the last game,
Who are you taking?
I'm taking EP.
Okay.
I'm taking EP. The last game of the day is Bagley,
St. Francis
who won
North Branch.
District 16, won the West region, and now they take on the number 2 seed from the North, Northern Edge.
St. Francis North Branch.
Northern Edge.
I'm going to take Bagley.
I'm taking Bagley too.
Bagley. Go
Taking
Flyers.
Bagley. All right. Now we move on to Pee Wee A.
A.
This is in Stillwater. I'll see these games. Some really good first round games. Edina and Moundsview Irondale. You saw Moundsview Irondale.
I did.
All right. Sorry. I
I'm
got my
taking-
Pee Wee A and Pee Wee Bs mixed up.
I'm taking Edina.
You got Edina. Okay.
I got Edina.
Rogers, the number 1 seed out of the North. They won it up in, I think, Hermantown. They take on Warroad, who's a really, really, really good number 2 seed out of the West. Defending state champions. Can they be beaten this year? Can they repeat?
I think they can repeat. I'm
I think
taking
they're better
Warroad.
this year than they were last year.
I'm taking Warroad.
You taking Warroad over the number 1 seeded Rogers?
Yup.
Boy, this one's a tough one. When I saw this one pop up on the board, I was like, man, that is going to be a great game. I wish I could be there. Oh, that's right. I will be there. I'm going to go Warroad.
You're
I'm gonna
still
go
on this
Warroad.
game?
I'm still going
Oh my
Warroad.
gosh.
Okay, here's another really good game.
This is a good game.
Orono and Chaskatchan,
I'm
they've
taking-
battled quite a bit this year. Orono, I think, is just a little bit better.
I'm
going
gonna
to
take
Just
Orono.
a little bit better. We
I'm
saw
gonna take
Chaskatchan in the Lumberjack Cup. I think I like that pick.
Yeah, my one note on Orono is they move the puck almost better than any Pee Wee team, double A or A, that I've seen this year. They know how to set up in the offensive zone. Sometimes, though, I wish they would just throw the puck at the net.
And just
they
play greasy?
make a lot of pretty plays, but in Pee Wee hockey, sometimes throw a centering pass out there, throw a puck at a net, and crash for a rebound.
Here's a game I'm looking forward to. East Grand Forks, Spring Lake Park.
Wow.
East Grand Forks, coached by Matt Forey. He's been their coach for 20-some years. He's got a son on the team this year, which makes it fun. I'll get a
Nice.
chance to see him play, get to see Matt catch up with him. I'm going East Grand Forks. I think East Grand Forks is going to give Orono everything they can handle. They've beaten them already this year. I think East Grand is the team to beat in this tournament.
You know what? The first state tournament I ever covered, Warroad and East Grand Forks played each other at the Stillwater Rec Center. I'm going to take East Grand Forks in this quarterfinal game. I think they'll play Warroad in the semis.
Warroad's on the other side of the bracket, so they only can meet in the finals.
Fine, maybe
Not
they'll meet
to
in
be
the
a spoiler.
finals.
Not to be a spoiler. All right, let's move on to the big boys of Pee Wees.
If I'm a parade, you're rain.
Pee Wee, yes, I am. Pee Wee AA at Stillwater. Woodbury and Stillwater. You know, when I saw this one pop up, guess what I said? I want to go to that game. I really want to see that game. Oh, that's right. I am going to see that game. I'm going to see them all in Stillwater. I'm excited for it.
Take my care package to Woodbury.
Yes, here we go. Woodbury, Stillwater. Do I even have to ask you who's going to win that game?
I want you to.
Okay, who's going to win that game,
Woodbury.
Peter? Oh, there we go.
I'm gonna take
No
Woodbury.
chance for the home Stillwater Ponies?
There's a chance. I just think Woodbury's going to win the game.
I think so, too. I think they're a little overconfident. I ran into a few of those little predators at the state tournament.
You're the worst.
They're already looking past Stillwater. I think they're looking past them a little bit. What do you think? You think their staff will let them look past Stillwater?
I think overconfidence is an emotion that permeates just about every 12-year-old that's ever played a sport.
True.
So I don't know if they're overconfident or not. I'm going to take Woodbury because you know what? I picked them last year and it happened to work out for me.
Since I'm not going to pick Woodbury in the preview tomorrow,
Shame.
I'm going to go with the upset here and go
You're going to take
Stillwater.
Stillwater?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going Stillwater. Home ice.
Call it an upset.
I think there are a couple
Maybe
horses
slight.
short in the race.
Couple of ponies short.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
All right, I'm going Stillwater in that one.
All right.
East, Duluth East comes back to Stillwater where they fared pretty well in the
I might stream
in
this
the
game.
Lumberjack Cup. They take on Tonka, who you saw a ton of a couple weeks ago in Plymouth. Who's going to win this one?
I'm going to take Minnetonka.
I think I'm going to stick with the Lake Conference on this
You're
one
gonna
too.
take
I'm going to go
Minnetonka.
Minnetonka as well. I think that's the team to beat.
Okay.
Chaska-Chan and Eden
The
Prairie.
fight of the birds. Chaska-Chan.
I think there's like a 6% chance Eden Prairie wins this game.
6%? I'll give them 7.5.
You know, like they have that poker game and then the card comes up and it gives the percentages, like of the who's going to win. I say it's 94-6.
Gambling is not one of my vices. I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, last game of the day. Talk about storied programs.
Oh, boy.
The team with the high school with the most state championships and the one with second most state championships, Edina and Roseau. What do you
Edina.
think? We saw both of
I'm
these
taking
teams
Edina.
in the
I saw
pumpkin.
A lot of Edina
I saw a lot of
over
them
the
too.
last week.
The fact that they beat Osseo Maple Grove tells me their defense is ready to go. No, they shut them out.
Their goaltending is ready to go.
Okay,
we'll
well,
see if the defense is ready.
Okay,
to go.
wow. I know the defensive coach.
Edina
He watches the show.
Edina
Just
might
saying.
have
It's gonna get you.
up and down the most naturally talented team. They might.
Wow.
They might.
So that's your pick then?
Yeah, Edina's my pick.
I mean, overall, are we going to
Overall?
sneak peek your pick? I think I know your sneak.
That's
your
gonna be
pick is.
tough. I'm gonna wait for the latest free
you're going
agency
Edina.
news to come in.
I'm going to go Edina as well.
Okay.
No respect for the North. Zero respect for the North.
Sorry, Rams.
All right. Let's move on to Bantam
Bantam Bee.
Bees in Plymouth. First game, hottest team in the state, I think, is Prior Lake. They have just been cleaning up. A lot of talent over there. They're Bantam AA team. They don't have an A team. This is a lot of good talent. They didn't do well.
They don't have a Bantam A team.
No, they didn't do very well in our gobbler to kick off season.
Okay.
But since January, this team's been red hot. I'm going to go Prior Lake over Sibley on this
I'm
one.
also taking Prior Lake.
All right. How about another team that doesn't have a? They have no double A team. They have an A. Now this is their B team. Rogers takes on St. Cloud Red.
I'm taking St. Cloud Red.
I'm gonna go Rogers on this one.
Okay.
I like Rogers in
You could
that
be
one.
wrong. It's fine.
OMG Black.
Oh.
And Edina Green. Two other teams that played in our Gobbler tournament over Thanksgiving.
I'm gonna take OMG Black. Yeah, that's right. Deal with it.
I'm going to go Edina Green.
Okay.
I'm sticking with Edina Green.
Color battle.
Last one. Here's two teams we've not seen.
What an interesting matchup.
I know. Morris Benson and Cambridge Isanti.
Oh, boy. Morris
All right.
Benson.
Wow, that's the number
picking
one
Morris
seed.
Benson.
They did really well. They swept in the regional pretty well. I think that's a good pick. I'll go with Morris Benson as well.
All right.
All right, Bantam A.
Oh.
This one's up in Moorhead.
This isn't even fair.
Dodge County,
why is
Osseo
this a
Maple
first-round
Grove.
matchup?
Dodge County, Osseo Maple Grove. I wish I could be there. Are you going to be there?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to be there. These next two you're going to be at.
Be camped out at the Cullen Hockey
Ooh,
Center.
God, I'm going to go Dodge County on this one.
I'm taking OMG on this one.
Okay.
Just for argument's sake.
All right, and then
Dodge County scares me.
Rogers and Alexandria.
Rogers.
I'm going out Rogers as well.
Division I goalie.
Now this is a good one. This is a tricky pick. Okay, you have Delano
Okay.
and Edina.
Tigers and Hornets.
Okay, Delano wins the region.
Okay.
Edina finishes second in the region.
Okay.
Delano is beating OMG. They won District 3. If there was a hottest team in the state, I would go Delano here.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to take Delano
You're gonna
over
take
Edina.
Delano?
I'm going to take the upset, even though they're the number one seed. I'm taking the upset Delano over Edina.
I will say this. It's Tigers and Hornets. One of these animals has been routinely captured and used in a circus, and it's tigers. So I'm going to take the Hornets. You can't capture a hornet.
This show is turning into a circus.
I've had a lot of Dayquil.
All right, here we go. Last one in the Bantam A's. Warroad and Denfeld. Woo! This was good.
Yikes.
This is Northern hockey at its finest right here.
It is at its finest, and I'm going to take the finer team. I'm going to take Denfeld.
Yeah, you've seen Denfeld this year. We've seen a lot of these Denfeld kids play. I think they just slight edge in this one. Slight edge over Warroad in this one.
Very slight.
All right, moving on. Last one, last region, Bantam Double A.
This is another quarterfinal matchup that's just not fair.
This you get to see probably When I look at all these games up here, it's the best game of the day.
This is going to be ridiculous.
I just look on all these games. This is the best game of the day. Prior Lake and Edina. This is a state championship game in the first round. I think Prior Lake is just a little bit better. Just a hair. I've seen these teams play.
Okay.
Just a little bit better. I'm just going to go Prior Lake. Just a sneaking suspicion. I'm going goalie is going to be the difference in this one, and Trevor Boschee is arguably the best goalie in the state.
I'm going to take Edina.
You're going to, and I like that pick too. I really
after what I
do.
saw in Duluth during the Spirit of Duluth, I think they're a team that just knows what to do.
And their coach Ryan Elving has won state titles the last 2 years. I think that there's something to that, knowing what to do when it comes to a state
the
tournament.
Prior Lake head coach has won a couple of state titles.
I think he has at the Pee Wee level.
And
this
as
is
a
the
player.
big boys. I know. We'll get to that in just a minute. We'll get to some state titles that Jefferson won.
All right, next game.
All right, Roseau and Chaska Chan.
Oh man,
Roseau's playing really good now too.
Chaska Chan was my best pick out of that region.
Yeah, it really was. You got that.
Yeah, I'm going to take Chaska Chan in this game too.
Over Roseau. Okay, you're going Metro bias here. I'm going to go Roseau.
Yeah,
I think Roseau's
super
playing.
Metro biased.
They're the ones that beat Grand Forks in the Grand Rapids tournament. I think that Roseau is the hottest team in the North. I think they'll beat Chaska Chan.
I think that's a direct shot at who I'm going to pick in the fourth game.
Oh, it is kind of a direct shot. Okay, Lakeville South, Osseo Maple Grove. Here's two.
This is a sneaky good game.
Really good teams. Yeah. Really good teams playing really well this time of year.
There's going to be some good goaltending in this game.
Good goaltending, you name it. Why don't you go ahead and pick Lakeville South or OMG?
I think we got to see these two teams play against each other during the Blue Ox, didn't we? Didn't they play in one of the semis?
No, I don't think Lakeville South made it out of the quarters.
I thought they made it to the semis. In any case, I'm going to take OMG.
I know Osseo Maple Grove. No, I think Osseo Maple Grove beat Chaska Chan in the semis. And
I'm taking Osseo Maple Grove regardless.
Prior Lake beat Andover. So you got what now?
Osseo Maple Grove.
You got Osseo Maple Grove or Lakeville South. Lakeville South's the number one seed.
I know they are, and they have Ethan Dahlmeyer, but I'm taking.
I think this is a really good team, Lakeville South. I'm still going Osseo Maple Grove.
Okay.
I saw Osseo Maple Grove Prior Lake in the region final down in Burnsville. It was a dead even game until the third period. So I think Osseo Maple Grove wins this one too.
Do you think Yanni Kivialmi is just looking at this Lakeville South lineup and going, "Ha
In the press conference,
I can't wait to get you all to play good team defense."
In the press conference, the Lakeville South game with the Eden Prairie one, it was getting a little bit long, but one of the questions I wanted to ask Yanni was, do you realize you have a Bantam team that's in the state tournament game?
Yeah,
you have a great sophomore class. You got a great freshman class, a great 8th grade class. The future of Lakeville South is
very bright.
Just unbelievably bright. Very bright. I think that's a team that will be to reckon with in the state tournament. I mean, this is a Final Four type team. It's going to be really good. All right, last game. I said the best game of the day, Prior Lake Edina. That's the best hockey game of the day. The best atmosphere. Not even close. Poor Wayzata. We're going to state. We're dying out here, blonde. We're going. And then they look down like, we're playing Moorhead in the youth rink in Moorhead.
You can't see it right now, but my legs are shaking in anticipation.
Oh, no. That rink is going to be packed.
Yes.
And if you haven't, I have proof of it, video proof of how packed it'll be. 2 years ago in the Big Pumpkin, when they beat Blaine in a game there was a football game.
Yeah.
And the football game got over, and all the high school students came into the arena, and they beat Blaine in this game, and the place went bonkers.
The place is going to go bonkers
gonna look like
again.
When Moorhead scores in the state tournament this Friday, that place is going to come unglued. So just
unglued.
Wayzata's going to play against 6 Spuds on the ice and like 1,600 Spud fans in that building. That's going to be jammed.
Yeah. I like them au gratin. I like them in a hash, and I like them as hash browns. I'm taking the potatoes. I'm taking Moorhead.
So am I. I can't see that crowd not having a big effect on the game.
What did I say during the regions? What did I say about Moorhead? I said it's what they do.
You're right. I was wrong.
They do. They go to state.
You know what? I caught a little grief. I caught a little grief not picking the Spuds now. Now, how does it feel, Moorhead? I picked you to win. Go out and do it. Right? All right.
Come on, potatoes.
All right. Our next subject is the favorite subject.
I hate picking.
And I didn't write one down, so this is totally freehand.
Let's buzz though. We're halfway through the show now.
I know. All right. So with this topic, we did it for the girls' show. We did our favorite girls team, the team we like the most, and it doesn't necessarily mean like our favorite team, and because if that were the case, you'd be picking Woodbury again.
Yeah, probably.
Right? Probably pick them again. Do you have one? Or you want me to go first?
I'm going to let you go first.
All right, here we go. Here's a team that didn't win the Squirtacular. They lost, but it was just a fun team to watch. They moved the puck so well. They were greasy. They had kids with great hockey hair. They had a great goalie. They were well coached. They were very respectful of the game, respectful of their opponents. It's the Matamidi Squirtae Zephyrs. It was a fun team to watch. That'd be my favorite team that I like this year. And it doesn't mean just because they're number one in the state. Just for the record, my girls team was the 6th best team in 10A. So it doesn't make us the number one. Just kind of the way they play and the way they carry themselves. That was a fun team to watch.
I'm going to go a little bit off the board. This is a team that became my favorite in the past 2 weeks. I'm going to take Minneapolis Pee Wee A.
Ooh, I like that one.
The atmosphere at Rink C at the Plymouth Ice Center during the Pee Wee A East region, whenever Minneapolis played, nuts. It was loud. It was like every game was a state championship game, and when you're covering a game and taking pictures, there's nothing better than a crowd going crazy, parents yelling positive stuff, no negative stuff, overtime games, exciting games, and it's always nice to see a city team.
And we had really well. City kids like you and I. We had the Minneapolis kids in our Lumberjack Cup and the Founders Cup. And they were awesome. They were great people to be around. They watched the show, so I know we're giving a good shout out to someone who's actually listening and watching the show.
Great jerseys.
Because we picked them in the Lumberjack Cup and they had lost 1 or 2 their first 2 games. They're like, oh man, we let you down, didn't we? And I'm like, no,
it's also a team that's gotten better.
Absolutely.
They were pretty good at the Lumberjack Cup. They were better at the Founders Cup, and at the region game, they were playing as well as any team.
They really were. So a huge shout out to them. All right, now we're going to talk a little high school hockey.
Oh, man.
State tournament. We were there all week. Let's go a little bit like some positives and negatives because we're more of a positive network.
Everything is a battery.
Than a negative network. Let's go 2 positives, 1 negative, okay? And if you got any leftover negatives, save it for your Boom Roasted.
I got a bunch.
Okay? All right, so my first positive is The thought of Edina and Eden Prairie in the final, I wanted to pour acid in my eyes.
On Friday night,
I was like, no,
everyone was just like,
no.
Are you serious? We have to watch them play for the
And
fourth time.
boy, did the hockey gods deliver
Put on
a whale of a game. And I apologize for any negative thoughts that I had going into that game. It was a treat to watch. I mean, EP had so many chances to put Edina away and couldn't do it. And Edina does what Edina does when you don't put them away.
They find a kid who played on the third line all season, and all of a sudden he scores an overtime game winner
on a pretty assist from the first line guy. I mean, it was wonderful to see. Okay, what's your positive?
I got to give one positive to Greenway. Obviously, the emotional favorite. Unfortunately, they didn't come out on top. That's too bad. It's almost better though.
Yeah, it really is. Gives even more sympathy, right?
Yeah, and it was fun to see a team that upset Hermantown in the section finals, and everybody thought, okay, it's a nice story. We'll see how they do at state. And then they won their first state game. And then they won their second state game. And you saw a bunch of kids that they skated 2 lines the entire time. And
they left it all.
Ben Tremblay, Dante Lawson, Micah Jernander, Logan Wright. It just kept coming. It was such an easy team to root for. Internally, of course.
Cameron Lance was my favorite kid on that team.
His redemption shot.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
that tying goal.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
They gave us a treat of a game, too.
It was good stuff. So my other positive, this one goes to Kevin Delaney. And so there's a little bit more backstory to this. So I had a tweet that went absolutely crazy.
I think that's the most popular tweet
of all YHH history, possibly.
I could cure cancer and not get as many retweets.
I'm not sure. Yeah, pretty true. So Kevin Delaney played youth hockey in the offseason with my son. So I'd known Kevin since he was probably pre-squirts. And here I am sitting, and I'd known who Kevin was. He was actually a really good defenseman on Jake's team or whatever. And I'd known Kevin and kind of, followed him along, and he never really made an A team. And I'm like, man, he was darn good on this pretty good team that Jake was on. And he was a good player, and I never heard from him. All of a sudden, bam, he shows up on the varsity, and then he scores a whole bunch of goals. Remember the first couple of games? He was their leading scorer. And
scored 4 goals.
I'm like, good for Kevin. And then all of a sudden, here he is in the state finals. Now, they can only bring about 2 or 3 kids onto the podium for a press conference, right? Here is...
I think he showed up all 3 days.
Peter Colby and Kevin Delaney. Peter was on the team, too. So game winner is Peter Colby. He was on Jake's team. And here's Kevin Delaney. And I just asked him afterwards, I said, you never really made it.
Yeah.
An A team or a double A team. You never really made it to the big show. And here you are with all these other kids in that locker room and all the other kids who never played on the Edina team that was supposed to play on this Edina team projected. And now you're here. What's it feel like? And he was just like, it's incredible.
Yeah. We're going to mention Kevin Delaney as soon as we get to my boom roasted. But
Yes, we will. Yeah. All right.
We're going to go real Edina positive today.
Now go with your...
My second positive is Loudon Hogue. It felt like all season everybody was looking for holes to poke at with Edina, and with so many stars and forward and defense. The easy one was the goaltending. He's a sophomore. He hasn't played at this level yet. We'll see how he does. Every week it felt like we'll see how he does. We'll see how he does. We'll see. And Loudon comes up with 31 saves in the state championship game.
Unbelievable. Fun to watch.
For a sophomore to show that much guts and grit during the state title game and give his team a chance to win. They were outshot 26-7 after the first 2 periods. So watching Loudon come up big on the state's biggest stage,
Boss
that's
Hogue.
a positive.
Boss Hogue. You still don't know. He still doesn't know who Boss Hogue is.
I swear to God, he's from Deadwood.
It's great.
Deadwood or
Google.
Westworld or
no.
Toy Story.
No, not telling you. Not telling you.
All right.
This is the negatives, okay? Negatives. Here we go. My negatives, they announced the all-tournament team, and I thought they got it right. I thought they got most of it right, except when they got to the D pair, and Mike Crowley wasn't on there. Okay? Do you want to...
I'm listening.
Come on.
I'm here to listen.
Mike Crowley. Okay, so they announced Ryan McDonough.
Yep.
And Henry Boucher. Yep, no problem. Lock, stock, barrel. He was unbelievable. I got to see him play. Unbelievable, right? Mike Crowley's not on there.
Nope.
Neither is okay. If they're not going to take Mike Crowley instead of Brian McDonough, they needed more of a professional hockey player presence. Okay, then go Phil Housley. Oh, but Tony, it's not a professional thing. It's a high school thing. Okay, so it's high school. Brian McDonough didn't win 3 state championships.
Nope.
Okay, Mike Crowley was a college All-American. Played in the NHL. Okay, so why not Mike Crowley? There's no question who had a better high school tournament career, Mike Crowley or Ryan McDonough.
You say why not Mike Crowley? I say why not make the team bigger?
Oh,
that's 75 years of the state tournament.
That's true.
Why not put together 2 lineups?
They could have done more there for sure. No doubter on Dave Spihar. I was a little bit puzzled. Not Neil Broughton versus Mike Antonovich, but we're splitting hairs. You're splitting hairs on Broughton.
Yeah, so why not make the team bigger?
I think you're splitting hairs on Broughton and Antonovich. No problem there.
Make the team bigger.
But Mike Crowley, come on. That's all I'm going to say. What's your negative?
Okay. My it's not even really a negative. It's more of a certain entity that runs the state high school tournament might want to reevaluate a handful of things. The credential fiasco with the Athletic that got so much pressure on social media that eventually the State High School League
let them in,
issued them a credential. The fact that the logo was a direct ripoff of the Cotton Bowl logo,
2010.
that also took a lot of social media heat. The overtime scheduling, which could have turned into a complete disaster. The fact that the Lakeville South Eden Prairie game would have been suspended until
the next day.
Until the next day, there's got to be a better system.
There
has to be a better system.
There has to be.
I'm not even going to go into the broadcasting fiascos that went along with it and the shuffling of on-air talent due to illness and due to broadcasting gaffes. But the State High School League, it might be time to reevaluate some things.
I'm guessing there's going to be some meetings about that.
And there should be. If this is the state's greatest opportunity to showcase what it does best, it's high school athletics, then holy cats, I know there are going to be glitches, but
they had
gotta iron some of these out.
They had a few. All right, moving on to our Boom Roasted segment. We just kind of went negative, so we're going to just drag people, down. But
shout out Dan Shaughnessy.
I'm going to stick to the credential piece as well. The credentialing is difficult. We were left out of the credentialing. Let's for full disclosure, a year ago. We finally got credentials again this year for you and I. I would have liked more, but at this point, we're not going to complain.
Yeah.
But we arrive back into the press box, and there's just dozens of people in that press box that don't cover high school hockey ever. They don't write about high school hockey. They don't broadcast about high school hockey. They just get into this room and eat the popcorn and kind of just take up space and clutter the place. Yep. If you don't belong, don't ask to belong. I would rather have the place full of people who are covering
and
the game.
Honestly,
that's my Boom Roasted.
It wouldn't even really get under my skin if we hadn't been kept out last year.
I wouldn't have noticed it.
If the credentials hadn't been revoked, I wouldn't have cared.
Then you get back in there.
The fact that how many paces we had to go through to get credentials this year.
And then you get back in there and you're looking around like, what are you doing here? We cover this thing and you don't, and you're
really
in
wanted
here.
Some of that popcorn.
That too. All right, you got a boom?
I do. Social media detractors of Edina and of Kevin Delaney. So Kevin Delaney, you just talked about it. What a great story. And there were people on there saying, well, tryouts are stupid. Maybe Kevin really blossomed this year. I'm not going to argue with Kurt Giles' eye for talent.
Yeah.
And every comment after the game was, cake eaters, recruiting. Cake eater,
You're right. It gets a little bit maddening, doesn't it?
It's just, how many times can we go over this? You're not going to get a Hoosier story every year.
No.
Get over it.
It's going to be the favorite.
Get over it.
The favorite's going
to be I don't know what you want me to tell you. And the fact that Kevin Delaney has this incredible season and the first thing out of people's mouths are, well, the tryouts are bogus. It's all political. Ugh, cake eaters.
I know. Such a boom.
Come on. Yeah.
Boom roasted. All right. Last but not least, the game puck segment. I caught it. Yes, sir. I got it. I got a good one. I got a really good one. Speaking of Edina, here's a kid, Jack Jensen, played his youth hockey, squirts, peewees, and bantams, first-year bantams, in Edina.
Yep.
Loses the state title with Eden Prairie in heartbreaking fashion.
Oh, man.
Gets the Herb Brooks Award. gets the microphone smashed in his face by Joe Schmidt, right? How does it feel to win this award?
That's not what Joe Schmidt sounds
Pretty
like.
much, right? So he gets the microphone in his face, and he's like, "This is really hard. It's hard for my guys. It's hard for our team. We never beat these guys, et cetera, et cetera." Hats off to Edina. They played their butts off tonight. I mean, who does that? Who does that right on the stage without any thought, without any prompting? Huge game puck to you, Jack. Great work. Congratulations on a great career and a great season.
Showed up to the press conference right after that and answered questions for 10 minutes.
Yep. Like a man. Loved it.
You find me another high school senior with the emotional wherewithal to deal with that and to be so eloquent and polite during the press conference.
Stud.
Definitely a Jack Jensen. My
All
game
right.
puck, I've got a half and half. One is to Charlie Beatty, who at a moment's notice showed up at the X and filled in a variety of roles for Channel 45 after
Great guy.
scheduled just to do the Class A on ice stuff, ended up doing a little bit of everything.
He did play-by-play.
all weekend. Charlie, here's a game puck to you.
Absolutely.
And Henry Welsh, the goaltender from Lakeville South, who put on an absolute show in the quarterfinal game. And then he set the record for shots faced or saves
Something like
made
that.
during the
Saves
tournament.
made.
He saved like 135 shots in
Pretty
3
amazing.
games. Here's to Henry Welsh.
Great game puck. Great season.
I'm so tired.
We are out for the year. We won't be back until the pumpkin preview.
Oh, boy.
In October. For Peter Odney, I'm Tony Scott. Thanks for tuning in this year. We'll see you around the rink.